Hey guys, it's Steven. Got a Bytes chart update. We left off on the 18th, which is about 5 days ago now, and I did have a video set up to go the other day, and I forgot to upload it. So just gonna go over what I had set up. So basically, I went ahead and created this week's weekly pivot chart, starting from using the dates from the week before. So you have from Sunday to Sunday here. And what I ended up getting for the weekly pivots, when I put those, the highs, the lows, and the close into the pivot chart, I got a central pivot at $9.70. And also have a support down here at 740. And then we also have three different levels of resistance. So as you can see, we started off the week right at the central pivot, which is right here at 970, and it acted as support. So versus from the previous weeks, we've seen the central pivot act as resistance. It used that as a support zone, and here we are go ahead and testing these upper resistances. So I wouldn't call these predictors, but they are definitely good to measure their moves. So the largest move is the R3, and anything above that is really just an exponential move. But overall, looking very good. A few things that happened over the last couple days. We had Elio and Alex Becker come into the Neo Tokyo Discord and definitely sharing their bullishness on the project and the fact that, Elio is going to be dedicating more time to Neo Tokyo after he pushes out his super farm game, The Imposters. So there's a lot of exciting things coming. And also within the Neo Tokyo community, people are brainstorming ideas to bring more utility to the Bytes token. Alex as well had some ideas, and he also published a video on Neo Tokyo, the season 2, and what he sees going forward. So I'm going to post a link to that video that he shared with us. So that will be in the description below if you haven't seen it yet. And yeah, so overall looking really good. And just to go ahead and check out the Bytes to Ethereum, pretty similar chart, just not as I guess you could say the pivot chart is a little more condensed here. And then because the price of Ethereum has been so bullish, you can see that the move is only 2. We only got to the R2 on the resistance for the Ethereum chart, and that's just because the price of Ethereum is going up, which is why the US dollar is going up higher there. So a few things on my position. So I went ahead and closed. I'm not really mining liquidity anymore. The reason is because I feel like providing liquidity in these ranges, I would just lose on in permanent loss. So what I end up doing is closing my position and basically just going all in Bytes. I bought the dip at about this. It's about $9 area, so it was during this time here, and yeah, I just went it all in Bytes, and I'm just going to be holding and possibly trading. But I really feel like there's a lot of catalysts that could be coming up soon with the upload imminent for the season 2. We don't know exactly what the Bytes are really going to be doing. So yeah, there's a lot of upside here, and I don't think I can make enough fees to really um, to delegate that risk of putting my Bytes to work. So if I did maybe provide Bytes as liquidity in this range, I'd basically be in all Ethereum now, and I wouldn't have this upside. So possibly going to be trading. You are able to trade these pivots if you wanted to. Like you could have sold this and the R1 and the R2. But right now I just really want to hold and wait and see. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So just to move on here, overall volume starting to pick up a little bit. We had a nice volume day yesterday and today, so it's starting to move better. TVL is starting to actually move down a little bit. So when I was checking out the liquidity, the liquidity is definitely moving around more towards the price. So I was starting to see that move around a bit. And yeah, it's relatively thin, I would think. When we had that last dip, as you can see, there was just no Ethereum to support all that sell pressure, and that's why we had those large spikes down. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and see what can happen with that. And With the overall holders are just moved up today, but overall still trending somewhat downwards over the past 5 days. But what you'll notice here is there's been a lot of burning. So 849,000, here burnt, or was the supply before, and so we're down 16,000 almost here over the past week, and the reason for that is something that I possibly contribute to as well. Is there's this game called Black Meta. So if you haven't checked it out, it's a game based on Neo Tokyo. In a way, they want to just kind of expand on the lore, is what I've kind of figured here. So they're kind of just creating their own game centered around this leaving Earth type of game. So don't really have too much information on what's going on. So what happens is they are this is Mike Becker here, and he just joined Neo Tokyo. So when you contribute your bytes, what they'll do is they'll burn those bytes to buy citizens. So that's basically what's happened. Is you purchase your well, I guess you would call it a multi-pass is what they call it, and it gives you different access levels. So I spent about 200 bytes on mine. I wanted to get the highest tier that I could. So 200 bytes was, I felt like, a sufficient buy. So overall pretty bullish. I'm just wanted to support projects that, burn bytes. So that's the whole thing. Is if you want to upgrade, it was a free mint for some people, but if you wanted to upgrade to your different levels, you had to use bytes to contribute. So I think that's possibly why we're starting to see some bytes being burnt. And yeah, overall looking fine. The price is obviously looking a lot better here. So just to finish off on the macro view, we left off with the interest rates of around 2.18%, and we had a nice spike after that. So overall, I think that we could obviously go a little bit higher, but I think we're just going to settle above this 2% range, and we'll have some volatility and money moving in and out of the bond market. And I think this could possibly also be just people are front running the Fed. Most people are forecasting increased interest rates, some rate hikes from the Fed. So that's just, I think, what's happening here is we're starting to get a little front run on that with the interest rates. So it might start to settle down. So as you can see, we had money coming out of the bond market here over the last week or so, and a lot of that money came into the stock market. So what we're starting to see today is we actually starting to see some more money come into the bond market, which is bullish. Overall, I am still waiting for a pullback. So right now I'm pretty happy with my positions, but I do have cash ready to buy this dip. So if we do, I am still looking for this monthly support at this $34,000 Bitcoin area, and possibly even, the highs of 37,000 here. So I still do want to see that happen. I think it would be a bullish thing overall, because we want to flush out some shorts, and we want to flush out some paper hands, and then we can get some strong buys with some volume is what I'm looking for here. So yeah, I guess there's really not too much else to go over. It's just, just keep buying these dips here. The Fed, if you look at the Fed's balance sheet, it's ballooning at about $50 billion a month. They're buying mortgage-backed securities, and they're just basically backstopping the entire market. So as I've said before, as long as you're buying these dips, these are all opportunities. When there's a fear in the market, when there's fear in any market, really, you want to buy that dip. And yeah, I think it's a profitable thing as long as we have money still coming into the bond market and it's still steady, which it seems to be. There's still money coming in. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of days. I'm still waiting for this dip to happen. So yep, that's all I really got. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'll catch you later.